Amanda Barise gave a performance that not only reverberated across the studio, but also reverberated across the hearts of people all around the country while she was performing on the American Idol stage in the glittering spotlight. On a night that was devoted to great voices, the New Orleans-based vocal powerhouse, who is 21 years old, decided to pay tribute to Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, by performing a beautiful performance of Ain't No Way. Rather than simply singing the song, she was able to conjure forth its energy, its grief, and its soul through her actions. The 9th week of the 23rd season of American Idol got underway, and the topic for the evening was icons. Every single one of the top 10 candidates was required to select a song from a musical icon who had a significant impact on the soundscape of a certain generation. As soon as Amanda Barise walked out onto the stage, she was dressed in a rich plum velvet gown that was reminiscent of Aretha's Elegance from the 1970s. The anticipation was tangible. Nobody had the courage to tackle Franklin's songs that were the most emotionally charged. A smaller number of people had the courage to do it live on national television. The song started off quietly, with a spectral piano playing the melody reminiscent of a recollection. Amanda remained motionless, her eyes closed, and let the initial words to flow out of her mouth like a prayer that was being uttered. "If you refuse to allow me to love you, there is no way that I can love you." As soon as that moment occurred, the studio was transformed into a hallowed sanctuary, and it was no longer a stage. Amanda's voice did not imitate Aretha's, rather, it paid tribute to her. Each note she played was laden with vulnerability and control, and her wording was impeccable while still being emotional. She did not only strike the high notes, rather, she caressed them, as if she were being in possession of something delicate and sacred. Her voice cracked ever so slightly when she reached the emotional apex of the song, but it was not because of strain. Rather, it was because she was telling the truth. It was unclean. It's true. In tune with. Before the final chord had even faded away, the audience was already on their feet. The first person to break the stillness was Judge Katy Perry, who had been using a tissue to dab her eyes just a few moments earlier. She spoke to Amanda with a voice that was thick with passion, and she asked, "Aretha is smiling somewhere right now. What you just witnessed was more than simply a show, it was a resurrection. I have no idea how you were able to carry all that weight and yet fly, but tonight you really made a splash." During the early 1980s, Lionel Richie, who had previously performed on stage with Franklin, appeared to be clearly disturbed. He began by pointing to the stage and saying, "That song, that's hallowed ground. You went all over it as if you were a native of the area." Am I familiar with Aretha, Amanda? I have experienced the music in its most authentic form. What you just did is something that should be mentioned in the same breath. Before he could find the words to express himself, even Luke Bryan, who is generally known for his positive energy and country twang, had to take a moment first. Amanda, that was just like going to class. For example, the kind of church in which even those who do not believe in God can sense the presence of the Holy Spirit. I have no idea how you manage to do it every week, but you always find a way to make it feel fresh and cause us to experience something profound. In an instant, social media became ablaze. Within minutes, the hashtags #Amanda Barise and #AintNoWay were trending on X, which was once known as Twitter. In a matter of hours, videos of her performance has amassed millions of views alone. Admiration was expressed by fans, celebrities, and even former winners of American Idol. According to a tweet from Jennifer Hudson, that girl saying that, it is something that Aretha would have cherished. On her Instagram account, Fantasia Barrino said the following: "Amanda Barise just reminded us why music still matters. That was not merely singing, rather, it was a form of ministry." However, for Amanda, the moment was about more than just receiving praise. When she was backstage after the show, she discussed the reasons behind her decision to perform Ain't No Way with the host, Ryan Seacrest. As Amanda continued to speak, her voice continued to shake slightly. "Aretha was my grandmother's favorite artist," she said. "Whenever we were children, we would sit on the porch and listen to her sing every Sunday. The previous year, she passed away, and this song, this was her ultimate favorite. Aretha was not the only person I sang for. I was the emotional foundation and the intimate reality that she conveyed. Amanda was looking for connection, in contrast to the other contenders who were after glory through vocal acrobatics. It wasn't that she reached for the song, rather, she allowed it to reach through her. Due to this distinction, her performances frequently go beyond the present moment and remain ingrained in one's memory. This is also the reason why she has emerged as a frontrunner in the race for this season. From her jazz-influenced rendition of Billie Holiday's God Bless the Child to her bluesy cover of Etta James' I'd Rather Go Blind, Amanda has consistently showed a profound awareness of musical tradition. Her renditions of these songs are both really impressive. The performance that Amanda gave this week, however, seemed to mark a significant turning point not only in the competition, but also in her own career as an artist. Lorraine Masters, a music journalist and historian of American Idol, made the following observation in Rolling Stone: "Every few seasons, a contestant comes along who redefines the show's potential. There is a contender named Amanda Barise in the year 2025. The performance that she gave of Ain't No Way was not only the greatest of the night, it could be considered one of the best in the history of American Idol." Although there are just a few weeks left in the competition, Amanda's name has already been indelibly inscribed into the hearts of fans and into the annals of American Idol. But if there is one thing that her path up to this point has demonstrated, it is that she is not after a crown. She is searching for something more significant, such as the truth, her legacy, and the curated value of music. Amanda shed a single tear on her cheek as the lights in the studio began to darken and she stood beneath the final spotlight. This tear was not the result of nervousness, but rather of release. After giving a slight smile and looking up, she uttered a single word into the microphone, which was "thank you." It was not entirely obvious whether the expression of gratitude was directed toward Aretha, her grandma, or the crowd. Perhaps it was for all three of them. There is a possibility that it was music itself, which provided her with a means of loving even when it appeared to be unattainable.